If you have questions, concerns, and are just lost when it comes to planning for retirement, meet Steve Hoyle and Derrick Caldwell of the Hoyle Financial Group.
You know, there is a traditional rule for retirement spending that's gotten a little bit of a, let's say, a facelift. The creator of the so-called 4% rule says withdrawing 4% in your first year of retirement is not enough these days. He says you really need about 4.7%. He warns that if you take more than that in year one, you're running the risk of outliving your money, which we all know is the number one fear. But if you take less, you're going to end up with more money than on the table than what you'd like. So what do you think about this, and how can we combat it with retirement planning?
I think it starts with a really strong retirement strategy that encompasses, as we were talking earlier, taxes and all of that stuff. But, earlier in the show, we were talking about, day one being able to take 6% of your money and never outlive it, that you or your spouse could never outlive it. So our strategies are so solid. I think Bill's strategy of 4% was important back then. But what I'm going to tell you is that 4% rule works, but it doesn't work if all of a sudden you suffer a market loss and lose all your money. I just think it's about having a strategy, having a well thought out plan, and really putting it all together. You can't just focus on income. You've got to have some growth. You've got to focus on the tax strategy, the legacy planning. What do you want to leave behind? Those things that really, really matter. So income, though, is paramount, as he said, of any strategy. People come to me and they say, well, I'm just going to start taking monthly out of my retirement monies till I run out. Well, all of a sudden they lose 36%. And now they're taking from, discounted money from a discounted strategy. It just doesn't work. But at Hoyle Financial, what we do different, Jess, is we look at all these things that could possibly happen and kind of miss those roadblocks, helping people not just get wiped out. So Jess, one of the things that people, as we talk about that 4% strategy, we don't factor in is healthcare cost, what Medicare doesn't cover, what your insurance doesn't cover, what your supplement doesn't cover, out-of-pocket expenses like they're not FDA approved to keep people alive. The studies show that a couple could spend $200,000 in out-of-pocket medical expenses during retirement. So these are things we have to think about. So over the past 34 years, we've seen things like that happen, so we plan for that. But we also have to think about emergency money. It's just about a strategy. Jess, at the end of the day, when you think about retirement, it's just a different way of thinking. That's what it's about. Putting all the pieces together. So what I want to tell you is, if you really don't understand retirement, you don't know where to start, you don't know what to ask, just call us and say, hey, you know what? I'm 60 years old like you are, Steve. We need to figure it out. And that's what we do for people. I love to talk about the Texas two-step, and it's a one step back, 2 steps forward. Oh, wait, let's go back and check this out. Have you thought about this? No, let's think about this. So that's what matters. But when you have people like us on your side, we're going to partner. It's really the Hoyle family serving your family. So as we think about Thanksgiving coming up, we think about the people we love. Let's do the right planning so when you sit down in the holidays, you know for sure that those people sitting at your table are well taken care of. I'm Steve Hoyle. I've been doing this 34 years, Jess. What I love to see is have a phone call or bump in at a dinner or, at the mall. Somebody gets our client and they kind of hug me and they kind of wink at me and tell me, you got it. Jess, that's what matters. Seeing people loving their life, loving their retirement, but they have the money aspect figured out.
If you'd like to sit down with Steve and Derrick or a member of the Hoyle Financial Group, visit retiretexasstyle.com.
Hoyle Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and/or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Bonus annuities may include higher surrender charges, longer surrender charge periods, lower caps, higher spreads, or other restrictions that are not included in similar annuities that do not offer a premium bonus feature. feature. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Hoyle Financial Group, Texas Insurance Licensed 1719183.